Alrighty, guys, what is going on? My name is Tubby Emu. Welcome to the predictions for the Fast Lane pay-per-view. Yes, if you want to skip ahead to any of the matches I want to talk about, maybe you want to skip around, the links are on the side. You can click them on the annotation. If you're not on a computer, well, you should probably watch on a computer. Hopefully, some mobile devices have annotations as well. Let's get it started right off the bat with a match that I thought it was a little weird the way they did it. I thought, why is Dean just randomly professing he wants an IC title match? And ever since, I have to be honest with you, I've cared about it. And I think they've done it in a unique way. And it's something that doesn't happen very often with mid-card titles, where there's actually somewhat of a build-up and, a reason for me to care. But, like, what they've done with Dean Ambrose and Bad News Barrett is making me care a little bit more. Because Wade really hasn't done much since he's came back and won the title. Dean Ambrose is coming off his feud with Bray Wyatt and, kind of the random things he's been doing. And then now he goes after this title match. He sees himself at the headquarters after the Royal Rumble being like, I want my name on the IC champion. I want my name on that list. And he's been chasing it ever since. And, Wade wouldn't give him the match. And then they go to get the contract signed and he tapes him. He doesn't tape him, but he, ties him up to the ring post and makes it so he can sign. And, now we have this match. And, I don't think it'll end here. There might be a possibility in the 6 weeks that it ends quick. I think this is shaping up to be a year of WrestleMania where they compete in more than one match. Because this is a match I think I would be okay with seeing at WrestleMania again because of the fact that if Dean Ambrose wins, he won it under pretenses of he made Wade Barrett sign. And then I could just imagine the promos from Bad News that he's got some bad news. I lost the title off of some sort of you made me sign it. They could do something like that. And then they could really make me, care about it. Because the other title match, which we're going to talk about very shortly, is bringing back some meaning to that title as well. So, honestly, here, my prediction is going to be for Dean Ambrose to win the title. I think they let Dean Ambrose win, and then Wade Barrett gets his match at WrestleMania, the rematch for the title. As much as I would like to see it, there is a possibility I would like to see, though, Dean Ambrose lose in some sort of way, shape, or form. I mean, I know we're already talking about other matches down the card. They're going to have some fishy finishes, but if it were to end a little weird and then, Dean Ambrose is then chasing that title for the next 6 weeks and doing creative things to either get another match against Wade Barrett or, because I think this is his best shot of getting on WrestleMania in a big way, is seeing, the former Shield guys all possibly leave with championships in some way, shape, or form. And I think this would be a great way to do it. So I would say you have Dean Ambrose, either win this match or if he loses in a way that it allows him to keep chasing for it. Because if he just goes out there and loses, that's one thing. But if he loses in a way that, now he already tied him up once and get him to sign the contract. Imagine what he does the next time to try to get him to give him a match at WrestleMania. I think there's some creative ways to go. And, those are my two predictions for the match. Next up, we have the Usos taking on the Masters of the WWE Universe, the Brass Ring Club, whatever you want to call them. You have Tyson Kidd and Cesaro taking on the Usos. Now, I didn't think they were going to rush them to a tag team opportunity. They have. I've kind of liked what they've been doing. I liked the Brass Ring Club for a while, except for the random, why the hell is Adam Rose in there? But other than that, I thought they've done a great job of, utilizing them in a way that's made them a little bit more relevant. They have the Total Divas thing. The cats on Tyson Kids is just one of the greatest things ever. I like it. And then going into this one, the Usos now they're inducting Rikishi into the WWE Hall of Fame. So I think it would be very, very important, at least until WrestleMania, to keep the titles on them. I'm going to say the Usos are going to retain here. As much as I like, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, I don't necessarily seeing them win for the titles here. I wouldn't be against them winning the titles here or losing the titles to the Usos. But I think, just for the simple fact of the Hall of Fame, I think you have the Usos retain their championships and let them go on to something, at WrestleMania, whether it's either a rematch or whether it's against somebody else or a huge tag team turmoil match or, something like that. I think you do something like that, and then you let the Usos go on and induct them as tag team champions. You don't necessarily need to. That's just kind of a little bit more fantasy type thing, but it would make sense to me. I think the Usos are going to go ahead and retain here. It's kind of been the year of the Uso. I mean, in all honesty. Oh, shit. Now we got to restart this match, too. This happens every time we do these pay-per-view predictions videos because, yes, they are live. I want to say the Usos will retain the title. We had a fishy finish. It wasn't actually a finish. The referee's making the match restart, and then Daniel's going to win one, and then they're going to end in a no contest. But I think the Usos are going to retain here. I think they're going to go on and fight at Mania for the titles because, like I said, it has kind of been the year of the Usos in the tag team division. So next up, you have Nikki Bella taking on Paige for the Divas title. Now, some crazy things have been happening. You know, Paige said in an interview, she was talking about, you know, Charlotte and thinking Charlotte's not ready to get called up. And she said if anybody was ready down at NXT right now, it's Sasha Banks. And then Charlotte didn't respond, but she was retweeting and favoriting some things that were like, you know, the reason they want Sasha to get called up is because Charlotte's a bigger challenge or something like that. And like that's what she was retweeting or sharing. And I think it would be kind of a cool way to have, you know, Paige win the title and then Charlotte comes out her first night and then beats the diva who first came out one night. And if you know what I'm talking about, like when she faced AJ, she won it on her very first night in WWE. I don't know if that would be like striking the bell too many times, but I think it would be awesome if she came up and then Charlotte unexpectedly won the title and they're like, wait, who the hell is Charlotte? And then they went some sort of storyline like that. But I think here I would probably have Paige win this match. I want Paige, you know, to kind of get the title back. You know, when she came out in that attire, when they took her clothes, I was like, okay, really, they can't just let the divas have a feud about the wrestling and about them. It has to be fake suntan and all this other bullshit. I'm like, do you watch NXT? Do you see the storylines between Sasha, Charlotte, Becky, Bayley? Like, I actually care about the divas division in NXT. And even the Bellas said, if I was a diva, I would rather be down in NXT because you actually, you know, get time to showcase your talents. So I would say let Paige win the title here. I think most likely what will happen is Nikki will retain in some way, shape, or form. Whether or not, like I said, this is kind of the rematch card going into WrestleMania. I don't know where they're headed. I don't know if they're headed for like a big Divas match or a straight one-on-one. But I want Paige to win. I think Nikki Bella is going to somehow pull out some sort of win. But if I had to predict, I would say let Paige take the title and leave. All right, 6-man tag match now. The match that got added very last minute, which I'm glad they're at least on the card because it would be a damn shame if they weren't on the card, and it makes a little bit of sense based on what happened at the Royal Rumble. So as much as I really don't care about this match, it does kind of make sense in the fact that Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback will be taking on the authority of Seth Rollins, Kane, and Big Show. Now, there are rumors about, you know, the redneck stable in WWE because they're filing some sort of a trademark. I wouldn't want these three guys to be a redneck stable, just to be clear. I would love to see a redneck stable, but I think that's more like Scott Dawson type territory. So in this match, I've seen some crazy predictions, or not necessarily crazy predictions, but things that could possibly happen. And that ranges from Randy Orton returning and costing Seth Rollins the match. You could have Kane and Big Show turn on each other, and you know, a lot of things that could set up matches at WrestleMania that I definitely could possibly see happening. I see, you know, the authority kind of getting turned on when Randy Orton comes out. I think Randy would be great to turn Randy. I would actually keep Randy off until WrestleMania. And then when everybody forgets about Randy Orton, they're like, well, dude, why the hell isn't he on WrestleMania? Seth Rollins comes to cash in, and Randy fucking RKOs him and stops the cash in. I think that would be a way better use than having him be blown at WrestleMania. Although if you're Randy Orton, you need to be on the WrestleMania card. So in this match, I think that Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback are probably going to win this one, I think, with some help of Randy Orton. That is just my prediction. That's where I see it going. And it would allow the authority to break up and realize they have a problem. They can all fight, and then it can lead to a match between the authority at WrestleMania. Maybe a huge authority lumberjack match where whoever loses gets thrown out of the Wolves, or I don't know, something crazy. But, yeah, I definitely see the good guys. Wait, shit, it happened again. It fucking happened again where the match just keeps going. So, well, you're just gonna hope you skip this part of the video. Hopefully people are skipping around because that was a crappy way to end the match as we have to restart again. All right. And then the match that I think is really getting rushed for the pay-per-view. I thought this one should have been saved for WrestleMania. I think this should definitely be the type of match that has been built for 2 years. They've both campaigned to have this match at WrestleMania. They've tried so hard for years, and WWE brass has said no to it. This is when Goldust wasn't working with the company. He was campaigning for a match against his brother. And I've said for the last year, I think that, the Cosmic Key is definitely them wanting a match at WrestleMania. Like, the whole Cosmic Key for the titles was just a big misleading thing. And all this has been, they could face each other. I would love to see them put on a hell of a match, steal the show, and then shake each other's hand, realize it was all just a plot. Goldust retires, something along those lines. Something big where Goldie puts over his brother, and then Cody Rhodes can move on to bigger and better things, because I definitely think Cody can move on to bigger and better things in the WWE. But like I said, I was really pissed off when this match was rushed. If we do not get a WrestleMania match between Goldust and Stardust, to be honest, I'd be pretty disappointed. I think in feuds in WWE, especially last year, the reason that Daniel Bryan's win was so successful and so meaningful to me, it was because he tried to chase that title numerous times. He kept getting it taken away from the Authority, and it was in our power to help him overcome whatever. And, I kind of see the same thing here with Goldust and Stardust, where it should be built up for a long time, and hopefully it doesn't just end. I hope some sort of wonky finish happens, or not necessarily a wonky finish, but something that basically is like, I'm going to fight you on the grandest stage of them all, and I'll put my career on the line. Maybe Goldust loses in some bullshit shape or form, and then I would love to see him get a retirement match. Not necessarily that I want to see Goldust retire, because I think Goldust can still go. I still think he has a lot of talent and a lot of ability to keep wrestling in the WWE, but I think it'd be a way to, get Cody over more. And, whether he's a heel or, playing with a really big face, I could see, Dusty turning on Cody or, Goldust in that way, shape, or form, and, having them align with each other. So if I had to predict this match, what I would say is have Cody win in some way, shape, or form that allows Goldust the next night to come out and be like, no, Cody, that's not how it's going to end. I will put my career on the line. I can beat you, Cody. I know I can. Or, something like that to put him in shape that we get another match. Because of all the matches on the card, this is the one that I feel should be at WrestleMania. I feel this one should be one of the bigger ones. It has had the most story. The Rhodes Dynasty, the Rhodes Brotherhood last year against the Shield when they finally won the tag titles is what made me so interested, because of that family dynamic. They have a chance this year to go out with that family dynamic and make it mean more. So I think you have Cody win in some way, shape, or form. And then, like I said, it allows them to then go out and then have their rematch at WrestleMania and allow Cody to win. Or I guess you might want to have Goldust win here. I don't know. Either way. Then we move on to Cena versus Rusev, a match that it's very intriguing for a lot of different reasons. And some people are being like, oh, it just means Cena's going to do this or that. Cena being in this match, one, makes the U.S. title relevant. I don't care what you say or, what you think. The simple fact is that John Cena competing for a mid-card, quote, mid-card title is a big deal. The same way that Dean Ambrose is really trying to make the IC title a big deal, it really makes it feel more special. And I would love to see the return of the Spinner U.S. title. I would love to see, John Cena win it back. With that being said, I like the fact that Cena versus Rusev is being built up before WrestleMania, like Bray Wyatt, where they ended up going on to face. And when they faced off, it was, at WrestleMania, he won, and then they continued to feud for 2 months. Here, the party's already getting started before WrestleMania, and then that way they can get their match. That way, if Rusev wins here, and I'm going to say it's not going to win in necessarily the best of ways, I think that, Cena, some sort of interference, some way, Rusev will retain the title, and then John Cena will be competing against Rusev at the pay-per-view. And maybe I've seen it pass out. Maybe I've seen it not be able to compete. I don't know. That's been, kind of done with Jack Swagger before. So I don't know if that's necessarily the best route to go as far as John Cena goes. But I definitely do want to see, Rusev retain the title in some way, shape, or form, whether it's by count out, DQ. Let them go on to face each other at WrestleMania and maybe have Cena overcome or, do whatever. But, oh, wow. Daniel Bryan just kicked out at 2. Daniel Bryan just kicked out at 2. I thought that match was going to be over. The comeback kid, can he do it? So Rusev is going to win that one. All right, and then on to the main event, what basically has the most ramifications. Who will go on to face Brock Lesnar at the WrestleMania pay-per-view? Roman Reigns won his opportunity at the Royal Rumble. People didn't really agree with it, so WWE kind of altered plans and gave Daniel Bryan the opportunity to compete. And to be honest with you, I think it is the best possible thing they could have done. You see what has happened so far. The confrontation in the last 2 weeks on Raw have really built this match up and made it feel more important to me. And God damn it, it happened again. Another way that this match is live and just has all these issues. It's because I think I want a match to just talk about this all in one. Oh, goddamn, Roman, how many times is it going to take to go over? Maybe I'm just making Roman Reigns look strong. Is that what I'm doing? This is a little bit of psychology. I think the big thing to pay attention here is that if Roman Reigns hadn't got injured last year, his build to looking strong would have happened. You know, it probably would have been him at Survivor Series. Honestly, it probably would have been him instead of Dolph Ziggler. Or maybe it never would have been, but I think it would have made him look a lot better. And the thing I said was, if you're going to have Roman Reigns go on to compete against Brock Lesnar, you have to, in the 1 month you have to put him up against the top guy. Even if WWE is going to continue on with Roman versus Brock, that's fine. But you need to give him the opportunity to go up there and show people that he can be, you know, somewhat legitimate. And what better way to be somewhat legitimate than to put him up against, you know, the guy that went last year all through when, you know, people didn't think, you know, he could overcome the Authority. He did. He put on the show. He stole the match. He won 2 WrestleMania main events, and he became the WWE champion. Now, he had to relinquish it a month later, but he did it. That's something that Roman Reigns last year, people wanted him to win, and they only wanted him to win last year is because they didn't want Batista to win. So there's a double-edged sword to that, why people think, well, last year you cheered for Roman. Yeah, last year we cheered for Roman because we didn't want Batista to win. There's a big difference. And, you know, there was speculation of it being Roman Reigns versus Big Show. Thank God that match didn't happen, because Big Show would not have been the opponent I would have prepared for. Now, granted, Brock Lesnar beat Big Show, and then he went on to win the one of the main events against The Undertaker to end the streak. But I'm going to go ahead and say that in this match, I think the current betting odds are some sort of no DQ, some sort of finish that ends with them both either being knocked out or something where somebody returns, takes them both out, and then it allows, you know, a triple threat at WrestleMania. I don't necessarily need a triple threat. I think Daniel Bryan, if he loses, will be in a position where I don't know what he'll necessarily do. But I think if the company is going to go with Daniel Bryan, kind of taking the backseat this year, because the fact that he was injured most of the time, and, you know, like Roman was, you use Roman Reigns to get heat. I absolutely would. I would have him win dirty. I would have him do something, and then Daniel Bryan is pissed about it, and maybe he doesn't even get in the match, or maybe they add him back in, and that way, you know, Roman gets as much heat as possible. He can be the bad guy. He can beat him where somebody comes out and costs Daniel Bryan the match, and then that person feuds with Daniel Bryan. Roman Reigns is the heel that beat Bryan, so he's got heat going in against Brock Lesnar, and it works double-edged. That's what I would do, and I pitched this before. I would have Dolph come out if they actually were going to go with something like that instead of the triple threat. I would have Dolph come out, or Seth come out, or somebody come out and screw Daniel Bryan, because that does 2 things. Roman Reigns goes over, he's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm going to Mania. You guys had your chance, and like he makes a huge deal out of it. And then you have that guy then facing Daniel Bryan. That adds another match of, you know, somewhat of some importance, along with Sting, Triple H, Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. And then it allows Roman Reigns to look somewhat beastie and somewhat like, fuck, Roman Reigns just won. Like, we had one shot here to go. And then Dolph Ziggler cost him the match. And then Dolph Ziggler's the heel. Roman Reigns is the heel. I don't know. Crazy. I think that's more of a kind of fantasy, crazy booking. But that's kind of what I would do. I would have somebody screw Daniel Bryan, in my honest opinion, because as much as I think Roman Reigns is not ready, I 100% agree. Daniel Bryan is the guy to get him ready. If you have 1 month, whether it was Daniel Bryan to win the Rumble or somebody else, if you have 1 month to get him ready, you put him up against the hottest guy from last year and the guy everybody still loves, beat him in some way, shape, or form that makes the fans in the attendance just fucking lose it on him. Like, how the fuck could Roman win like that? And then Roman just uses that he goes on, does what he has to, and make it a big deal. That's how I would book this match. I think it makes the most sense to me because as much as I love Daniel Bryan and I want him in the match, I don't necessarily want to see a triple threat match at Mania again. I'd be okay with it, and I think it would allow that WWE to protect Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar could not lose. He could go do his UFC thing, and then if he came back a year from now and after he did the UFC, if he wasn't able to do UFC anymore and he was like, I can't do this, and then he comes back and it's protecting him, maybe a WrestleMania 32 rematch, but I think that'll pretty much do it, guys. Roman Reigns looks strong. No, wait, Roman Reigns does not look strong. Daniel Bryan just kicked out at 2. Maybe Daniel Bryan's got a shot. Maybe this was all a swerve. Maybe Daniel Bryan in all 3 of these matches when the referee had some problems. Maybe Scott Stanford comes out. Who knows? Maybe Daniel Bryan goes heel and joins the Authority and realizes they all dangled this in front of Roman Reigns. Wouldn't that be a swerve, guys? Think about it. Last year, the Authority kept Daniel Bryan away. Finally, Daniel Bryan overcame the Authority. They could say he gained his respect. Roman, who do you think gave you that Rumble? Who do you think made it so you could win, Roman? We did. And then we just took it all away from you. Some sort of a bullshit way, shape, or form. Oh, man, there's so many possibilities that can happen. I think the big one right now is a no contest, something that allows all 3 of these men to be at WrestleMania. But I think that if WWE was going to go with Roman Reigns anyway, he was the guy that was going to face Brock Lesnar. Vince wanted his way. Do it in a way that everybody fucking hates Roman, turns him heel, goes up against Brock Lesnar because everybody knows what Brock can do. He's that special attraction. Make us care about him. That's what I would do going into WrestleMania 31. And, guys, let me know what you think of your cards. What is your predictions? Is Daniel Bryan going to overcome? Is Roman Reigns going to look strong? Will it be a no contest? I say let Roman Reigns win. Let him get that full heel heat. Let Daniel Bryan go on to face Dolph Ziggler or give it a triple threat. Until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate it. And we will see you guys after Fastlane. Now, twitch.tv/Tubby. We're probably going to be streaming a post-show if it's a really good show. We'll be talking about it, breaking down, taking your calls, all that good shit tonight. Twitch.tv/Tubby. So come on over. The link is in the description. See, look, we made Roman look strong. The match almost ended twice. They restarted it, but finally Daniel Bryan overcame it. And then now Roman Reigns is the one that demands himself back into the match. And he gets added. Wouldn't that be a crazy booking? Until next time, guys, thank you for watching. And we will see you all later.